how to go from C chord to G chord and back to C chord. The reason I have chosen this topic is because when you are learning to play guitar as a beginner, you are probably singing your song and strumming your guitar, and in more than 60 to 70% of the song, you may face this chord progression. You may have to go from C to G and back to C, maybe G to C, back to G, whatever. So this transition is very much important as a beginner guitar player. First, this is your C chord and this is your G chord. Now some of you might say that this is my G chord. I agree. There are two shapes of G chord in the open position. This is one shape and this is another shape. None of them are wrong and you need to learn both of those shapes. Why? Because when you are going from C to G, then you should use this shape. And why? Because it demands from you the minimal amount of finger movement in order to go from C to G. If you were holding G chord like this, going from C, then watch the amount of finger movement that you have to do in order to achieve that shape. A lot. But if you are going from C to G and assuming this shape, it's a lot less. And why it's helpful? Because when you are playing a song, when you are in the flow of the strumming, you do not have much time to adjust your fingers from going one chord to another chord. It's a better practice to use the shape that requires the least amount of finger movement. I would just advise you to use this shape while going from C to G. It sounds still the same. Another shape, not much difference. Of course you can use this shape. So how do you do it? You just keep these two fingers as they are and move them slightly upward like this. So first, when I was holding the C chord, my ring finger was on the 3rd fret of the A string. Now it goes to the 3rd fret of the E string, low E string. And my middle finger, which was at the 2nd fret of the D string, now it is at the 2nd fret of the A string. The second thing that you need to do is lift off your index finger from the 1st fret of the B string. So these two movements are going to happen at the same time. They're simultaneous. As you can see, I am lifting off my index finger. So it goes from this position to this position. Now, the third movement that you need to do is placing your pinky, your little finger, in the 3rd fret of the high E string. And I have a tip for that. All you have to do is abduct your shoulder. It goes from this position to this position. Now, watch very closely what happens to your little finger when you are abducting your shoulder. It naturally moves forward towards the lower fret. And what is one of the fundamental rules of guitar playing? You should hold the string closer to the lower fret. So when you are holding the C chord, your little finger was at the upper portion of the 3rd fret of the higher E string. And when you went from C chord to the G chord, you went to the C chord to the G chord, this middle finger and the ring finger moved like this. Simultaneously, the index finger had lifted off and you abducted your shoulder, which resulted your little finger to get placed just above the 3rd fret. Just above this, by 3rd fret I mean this metal thing here. Okay. So you want to place your finger as close to here. So this little finger then went like this and was present in this part of the high E string. And you have a beautiful G chord fingering. Okay. So this was your C chord and this is your G chord. All you did some level of abduction of your shoulder, which resulted in your little finger to be placed perfectly in the lower portion of the 3rd fret of the high E string. So that's your transition from C chord to G chord. Okay, very easy, very simple. You have to follow these rules, then you can do it very smoothly. So if you like this video, please like this video. Okay, if this video have helped you in any way to move forward in your guitar journey, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, share with your friends who may be learning guitar, who may be a beginner like you and need help. And if I have not touched some of the problems that you might be facing while you are going from C chord to G chord, then you can ask me that problem in the comment section. I will try my best to reply. And if I really feel like your question requires a second video in order to be answered properly, then I will surely make a part 2 of this video. And yeah, that's it. I will try my best to help you. So yeah, subscribe, like, share with your friends, and I will see you in the next video.